Assalamu alaikum, and I'm back with another cash stuffing video. This one we're doing for the month of May 2023. I really can't believe a month has passed since I started already. Time is flying, and I'm so excited to be back to budgeting. It feels so good to have control of what's happening with my money and knowing exactly where everything's going. So it's safe to say I've had a pretty good month with budgeting. So today we're going to start off with looking at how much I'm allocating to each envelope, looking at the denominations I got from the bank and the sheets that I used to get the correct denominations, and then the fun part, stuffing envelopes and counting what's been rolled over to this month. So let's begin. So similar to last month, I first started off with this sheet that I made. On this sheet, I put all the categories that I'm covering and how much I'm allocating to each envelope and how much my total amount is that I'm stuffing after I paid all of my fixed expenses. Some of these amounts have changed since last month based on what my needs are, what's higher priority and what's less priority, and some of them have stayed the same. So from here, once I determined how much I wanted to have for each envelope, I then got this sheet. This is my cash denomination sheet. So this tells me exactly how much of everything I need. So I looked at each one, and again, the numbers aligned to one another, and I ticked off what I needed for each denomination. And at the bottom here, I have a total count of how much of each bill I needed, and then I also have total value. So now I know how much I have, how much I need, and I have the correct denominations. Let's get to the fun part, counting out some money. So for this, I'm going to need my cash holder, and I'm going to need my trusty calculator. And let's see what we got for the month. So we have 1,000, 2,000, 3,000, 4,000, 500, 1,000, 500, 2,000, 200, 400, 600, 800, 100, 200, 300, 400, 500, 600, 700, 800, 900, 1,000, 51, 52, 53, 54, 55, 56, 57, 58, 50, 900, 20, 40, 60, 80, 100, 20, 40, 60, 80, 200, 20, 40, 60, 80, 300, 20, 40, 60. That's 360. Tens. 10, 20, 30, 40, 50, 60, 70, 80, 90, 100, 10, 20, 30, 40, 50, 60, 70, 80, 90, 200, 10, 20, 30. 230 in tens. And last but not least, we got some fives. 5, 10, 15, 20, 25, 30, 35, 40, 45, 50, 55, 60, 65, 70, 75, 80, 85, 90, 95, 100, 105, 10, 15, 20, 25, 30, 35, 40, 45, 50, 150 in fives. Plus 150. And we got 9,440 that we will be stuffing in our envelopes today. Let's start with my low priority sinking funds binder today. We're starting with gas. Gas last month got $4.50, and as you saw in the last video, I had 10 dirhams left over, and I used that to put towards a savings challenge. So I'm going to be putting back a total of $450 back in the gas envelope. 200, 100, 250s, 220s, and a 10. Let's count this out. 200, 350, 400, 20, 40, 50. 450 goes into gas. Groceries. Groceries last month got 2,480. And this month, I think I'm going to be doing 2,480 again. I'm really going to push myself to see if I can stay within budget. Usually I put more towards groceries, but I'm really trying to get this bill down. I am, but let's see how it goes. So for groceries, I'm going to do 2,000s, 200, 200s, 150, 120, 110. Let's count it out. 1,000, 2,000, 200, 300, 450, 60, 70, 80. 480 goes into groceries. Eid. So the next Eid is coming around the corner much faster than I realized. So I'm gonna have to stuff a little bit more than I did last month. Last month I did 200 dirhams. This month I'm going with 500 because I have very little time before Eid is here. And I have to start purchasing things before Eid even arrives. So I'm doing 500 today. 200, 250s, and I'm gonna do 520s, 3, 4, and 5. So we should have a total of 700 dirhams. Let me just count that all together. 200, 400, 500, 550, 600, 20, 40, 60, 80, 700. Personal, last month I put 275 and I ended up using 175. So this month I'm gonna add just 175 to get it back to the 275. So I'm gonna do 100, 50, 20, and a 5. And I'll take up this 100 and we'll count how much is in here. And we have 100, 250, 75. Perfect. 275 is for personal. Dining out. Dining out. It can be very costly to eat in Dubai, and I've consciously made the decision that I will not succumb to that, and I'm going to try my hardest to make sure that I keep it within reason and try to cook at home as much as I can. So last month I allocated 175, and surprise, surprise, I did not use any of it. So this month I'm just going to be adding to that 175. I'm going to add probably 100 to that. So I'm going to do a 50, 20, 2 10s, and 2 5s. So we have 150, 200, 20, 30, 40, 50, 60, 65, 70, 75. 275 dirhams for dining out. I'm gonna eventually put a cap on dining out. I'm not just gonna keep filling it because there has to be limits. So maybe when I get to about maybe 500 or so, I haven't quite decided yet, I'll probably stop filling in dining. The same will apply to personal. I'll probably have a cap of when I'll stop. Entertainment. Last month for entertainment, I allocated 275 and I ended up using 55 dirhams. So I'm gonna take out what's here and add it to, so I have 210. And for this month for entertainment, I'm probably gonna just add 200. I'm just gonna use a 200. Let's make my life easier. And we'll count it all. So I have 200, 400, 10, 20. So now we have 420 left in the envelope for this month for entertainment. Miscellaneous. Oh, miscellaneous. Like I had said from the beginning, things just come up that you just don't consider and don't realize that you need to allocate for. And that's just the reality of it. And some things you can't. You cannot realistically have money set aside for every single thing that's going to come up. Sometimes there are things that just come up once in a while and they're random, and that's just the way life is. So miscellaneous, I had last month 100. This month I'm putting 100 back in. Let's do a 50, a 20, 2 10s, and 2 5s. So we have 50, 70, 80, 90, 95, 100 for miscellaneous. Great. For sadaqah, again, that's something I just want to keep a little bit more private. And we have an empty envelope with no name on it. But this is something I was been thinking about, and I decided that I need to add a new category. So I'm going to go ahead and label this later on today, but I think I need a fund for children's clothing. My kids don't need clothes just yet, but I was going through what they did have and taking out things that were too small, and I realized very soon some of them are going to need some clothes. So I'm going to start creating a fund for that, and I'm going to start off with putting 120 dirhams in here, okay? Let's go with 2 50s and 2 10s. Let's count that out. So we have 50, 100, 10, and 20. So I'm keeping this in this binder because it's not something that's long-term goal that's going to be here forever. It's just going to be for now. I'll keep it in and then I might switch it out after some time. So that's it for my low priority sinking funds. Let's move on to high priority. So we have build a masjid. Last month I allocated 85 dirhams, and like I said, this is not happening anytime soon. So that 85 dirhams has gone nowhere, and I will be adding another 85 to this. So we'll do a 50, a 20, 10, and a 5. And let's actually add it all together. So we should have 50, 100, 20, 30, 40, 45, 50, 55, 60, 65, 70. We have 175 in here for build a masjid. Yay, let's go. I mean, so far from the goal, but I'm excited that I'm even starting this. Maintenance. Last month for car maintenance, I did 150. And again, most of these envelopes I'm not going to be using because these are long-term goals, like about a year or more for some of them. So most of these actually won't be less than what they were. I'll just continue adding to it. So for this month, for maintenance, I'm going to be adding another 150. So I'm going to do 100 and 150. That should go there. Let's count it out. So we have 100, 200, 50, 70, 90, 300. Car insurance. Last month I added 50, and this month I'll be adding another 50. So let's just take a 50 here. And so we should have 50, 60, 70, 80, 100. Visa renewal. Last month we added 1,085, and this month I will be adding 1,085 again. I'll be doing two 500s, a 50, a 20, and a 10. 500s, a 50 and a 10. All right, let's count this out. 500, 1,000, 500, 2,000, 2,000, 50, 70, 80, 90, 2,100, 10, 20, 30, 35, 40, 45, 50, 55, 60, 65, 2,165 dirhams. Phone bill. Last month for phone bill, we added 115, and I'm just going to be adding another 115 this month to phone bill as well. So I will take 100, a 10, and a 5. There we go. Let's add that here. 100, 10, and a 5. Let's count it out. 100, 200, 10, 20, 25, 30. 230 dirhams. Emergency I haven't had to use, alhamdulillah, thank goodness nothing's happened. And I allocated 200 dirhams to emergency last month, and I'm going to put in another 200. I'm still trying to decide how much I want to have for emergency. It's either between 500 and 1,000, but I haven't quite decided. I'm just going to keep adding until I feel that I'm comfortable with the number that's in there. So let's add another 100. So another 200. Add 100, 50, 2 20s, and a 10. There we go. So we have 100. Oh, let's actually put it all together then count it. Go. Sorry, I'm a bit anal here. I absolutely have to have the money in the same direction. So we have 100, 200, 300, 50, 70, 90, 400. Great. Let's put that in emergency. Health. It was one of those months where we were at the pharmacy quite frequently, so health is completely empty. Last month I had allocated 275 to health, and this month I'll be allocating 275 again. So I'll do 200s, a 50, a 20, and a 5. So we have 100, 200, 50, 75. It was just one of those months, guys. One of those months. Transportation. So this is going to be for my car renewal. Last month I had allocated 75, and I'm just going to add another 75 to this. So I'm going to do a 50, 20, and a 5. So we have a 50 here, 20, and 5. So we have 50, 100, 20, 40, 45, 50, 150. Savings, my favorite category to add to. So last month we had 3,225, and as you saw in my last video with my savings challenges, I had allocated an additional 130, which I was able to take from the envelopes that I didn't use last month. And then this month I'm gonna add another 3,000 to savings. So I'm gonna do 2,000 and 2 5s. So let's see how much we have here. 5s and 1,000. So let's see here. 1,000, 2,000, 3,000, 4,000, 5,000, 6,000. 200, 300, 400, 10, 20, 30, 40, 45, 50, 55. So we have 6,455. I'm excited. This is what it's all about. I'm trying to save so that I can later do better things with my money, like invest. But you have to have money saved in order to invest, right? Can't invest nothing. So all of my categories have been filled, but as you can see, there's a little bit of money left in cash holder. Why? That's because this is the amount that was left over from my fixed expenses. As you know, my fixed expenses, I actually add things like my electricity and my gas bill for my stove because those are reoccurring every month and they vary slightly in price. And so I'm gonna add into my fixed expenses to make sure that I pay them on time. And also because that's what I keep in my account and I pay it directly from my bank account. So I had money left over because I had overestimated how much the bill is going to be this month, which I'm not bothered by because now I have more money to put into my savings. So I'm just going to take this money and I'm going to put it actually into my savings. So I have 50, 70, 85. I am happy about that. So I'm just going to add that to savings here. I have 1,000, 2,000, 3,000, 4,000, 5,000, 6,000. 200, 300, 400, 6,400, and oh, sorry here. 6,400, 50, 70, 80, 90, 500, 6,500, and 10, 20, 25, 30, 35, 40. 6,540. So that's it for my cash stuffing for the month of May. I am super proud of how the first month went with being able to roll over money, start a savings challenge, and add more money to my savings envelope. I can only hope that every month is going to go the same. So that's it for stuffing my cash envelopes.